Good morning, church family. We're so glad to have you here today with us. It is May 12th, Tuesday morning, May 12th. We're not going to do a devotional, but we're going to talk about gathering together again this coming Sunday. I wanted to let you know what's going on. I have a statement that I want to read, and then we'll get into the process. In prayer for God's wisdom and consultation with professionals, the pastoral staff of Northwest Valley Baptist Church joins hundreds of other church leaders across the nation seeking to responsibly reopen for public worship. Our own Arizona Attorney General, Mark Brnovich, has produced an opinion statement in favor of churches reopening. We're not defying the government in this. Although we believe this the best course of action for our congregation as a whole, we honor each member's individual discretion on whether this is the right time for you to attend, especially in these early weeks. We have the principles here that we're going to be sending out, and I want to go over them about how this will all look and what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to accomplish two things: physical health and spiritual health. We do believe that gathering together in real, authentic, in-person worship is essential for our spiritual health, and that needs to be addressed. But we also want to use all reasonable means to keep our members and guests safe, healthy, avoid transmission of disease in our congregation, and we don't want to compromise our members' health. We don't want to be the church in the news that has a big outbreak of coronavirus. So if we're going to do that, you need to help us. You need to be careful on Sunday, and you need to use reasonable precautions as you gather together with the rest of the congregation. So let's talk a little bit about how that might look in this regathering plan on Sunday. So first of all, those who are in at-risk categories or showing symptoms or who have been exposed, please stay home. I know there are some of you that would really like to come, but if you got this, it would really be bad news for you. And so please stay home. There will be live stream available. So I know we've only been doing live stream since this outbreak, but we will continue to live stream the actual services, not messages from my desk, but the actual services. But it will only be available on the church website. So you need to go to the church website to see the live stream. That will not be available live streamed on Facebook or YouTube like we have been doing the past 8 Sundays. So the place to go is www.nwvbc.org/stream. Please, if you wait until the last moment and then try to go back on YouTube or on Facebook, you're going to miss out on it. So www.nwvbc.org/stream, and that will be available. Now, let's just talk about some precautions that we are planning to take. Members are welcome to wear masks if they are preferred. We're not asking you to do that. If you're more comfortable doing that, that's just fine with us. So members are welcome to wear masks if they prefer that. Hand sanitizer will be available in the lobby. We'll have greeters to open the doors, and so that we don't have to, all of you have to handle the doorknobs and things like that. B100, which is the old auditorium, will be opened with both audio and video feed in that building to allow for more space. That will allow us to spread out more if we find that we need some more space. There'll be another use for B100 that I'll get to in just a moment. So these are some of the precautions that we're taking. Now, there will not be a nursery. Nursery will be open for mothers to use, but it will not be staffed. We will not have nursery workers there. There will be service audio will be on the speaker in the nursery. So if the mothers need to go in, you need to nurse a baby, you need to change a baby, your baby just fussing, and you need to go sit in the nursery, those 2 rooms, both sides of the nursery, will be open. And there will be an audio feed so you can continue to follow the service if you'd like to do that. Now also, with regard to that, only infants in the nursery, please. Just the mothers and the infants in the nursery, please. What about children, you say? What about younger children that are yet not used to sitting through the service? Well, there will be no children's ministry 6th grade and down, either for Sunday school hour or for church. But the B100 building will be recommended for smaller children that might have difficulty sitting through a service. So that will be sort of the noisy room if we need to have a noisy room. And you'll be able to see the service, you'll be able to see the preaching, be able to see the singing, and you'll be able to participate. If you want to come into the regular auditorium for the worship time and then slip over there to B100 for the preaching time, that will work well as well. So we're trying to make this as convenient and as easy as possible for our church members. What about Sunday night and Wednesday night? Well, we're going to continue as we are now during the COVID-19 thing, and not resume our regular Sunday night or Wednesday night until we can in our normal fashion. So if you'd like the Sunday night message, I will record that. We'll put that up and make that available to you. And we will continue to meeting as we are by Zoom on Wednesday night until we can meet in our regular normal fashion. There is one reason for us on Sunday night. Right now, the disinfecting requirements of disinfecting the entire building between services, we just don't have the manpower to do that. I know that folks who are willing to do it as volunteers, but it really needs to be done in a special way. There will come a time when we don't have to disinfect between every service. I believe that will happen. But for now, this is where we are until we can strategize differently. So we'll hope that this will only be a little while longer. That's for Sunday night and Wednesday night. Pre-service, when you come in, if you desire a hymnal, we're not going to have hymnals in the hymn racks. You'll be able to pick those up at a table in the back. And drop them off after the service there. Please be considerate of one another and how you greet. I know that some of you think that this whole virus is a big hoax, and there are some of you that are very afraid of it, and there are all kinds of various opinions in the news media and by individuals and all of that. This is not the time to express your conspiracy theory and show everybody how you don't believe in it and go grabbing bear hug everybody. This is the time to be considerate of one another in how you greet one another. And so let's show love and kindness to one another in this time. Seating. Please fill rows from the middle to the aisles. I can't insist on this enough. I know that folks want to come in and plop down on the end of the row and then, make everybody else crawl over them. We can't do that. That's just not safe at this point. So when you come in, please be kind. Don't be desperate to try to get that outside seat, and fill to the middle of the row out to the aisles. That would be greatly helpful for us in distancing in this building and also being safe in our seating. There will be special seating in chairs for at-risk members in the back. We're going to set up a number of chairs in the back with some space between them so that you can sit there and maybe get out quicker. And we'll have an early dismissal for at-risk people. I'll get to that in a moment. Family groups should sit together. We won't be having spacing between individuals. You're living together in the same home. You're not spacing in the car. So this is actually from the Attorney General that social distancing should be more about family groups than individuals. And so we're not going to mark off every other seat or something like that, because families should be able to sit together and not have to have that social distancing, and that will allow us to fill up the building a little bit better. 2 or 3 seats between the family groups. Again, the Attorney General said it doesn't have to be exactly 6 feet, just reasonable distancing. And so probably 2 or 3 seats between family groups. That means that, if you have teenage children, we'd ask that they sit with the parents. All you that are in this same home all sit together in this service, and then we can have some spacing between the family groups. This is how you normally sit anyway, pretty much. Stagger the groups from row to row so that we're not going to do every other row. That doesn't make sense, because then it forces us to crowd individual rows. So, in other words, you're not right behind a group that is in front of you. You try to stagger. And we won't be able to do this structurally. You're going to have to sort of do it organically. So try to stagger the groups from row to row as we sit. And then ushers may ask you to comply if you're sitting on the end and we need to ask you to move in. Please just smile and say, of course, and move in. And don't be upset about that. Okay, that's the seating. During the service, there will be no greeting time, no handshaking or hugging or fist bumping or bowing or anything like that. We just won't do that during the time. You can greet one another however you like, before and after the service. We won't be passing offering plates. That way we won't have to have multiple people handling the same plate. But we will do an offering time. And we're going to do it especially in this service. We'll just take some time to honor the Lord and thank Him for His provision for our congregation throughout the last 8 weeks. It's just amazing. We just had a deacons meeting last night, and God's provision has been wonderful. At-risk members will be dismissed early. So at-risk members that might come, we will, at the end of the service, sing a song and let those folks get out early so that we can avoid a bottleneck at the doors for those people. So if you're concerned about that, we will dismiss you early. After the service, ushers will stand with the offering plates to take the offering. We'll have 4 ushers at the head of each aisle so that you'll be able to do that on the way out and we won't create a bottleneck, again, at the doors. Return your hymnal to the table if you did take a hymnal, and then some groups may meet, some may not be meeting. Please ask your group leader whether your group is going to meet. It's just a matter of whether they can strategically do it well or not. Some of them have many small children and they've decided they can't meet. Others don't have that many small children and they can meet. That will be up to you. But we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. And these are the precautions that we have taken, and we're looking forward to gathering together again. So keep on your email, and we will send out instructions also through the email and instructions at the church website at www.nwvbc.org. God bless. We're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday.